Chapter 5 of the Scaffolding Project, the stories and lessons that hold up my life. 50 of them to be exact. Oh my gosh. 50 of them to be exact, plus probably some bonus ones because I keep sliding them in there. I just had a speaking gig, so if I'm a little hyped up compared to other lives, I'm just going to blame it on that. Today is about being an entrepreneur. Oh my gosh, I've been really frustrated. I've been really frustrated with my results. I'm looking at all the work I'm doing and the time I'm spending and the many, many things on my calendar, and I'm like, come on already. Let's go. Where are the results? And then I remembered a really important lesson that I keep having to relearn. You know how they say if you want to see something and you're having trouble seeing it, look closer? Well, actually, when it comes to success and results, you've got to look further, not closer. And here is what I mean by that. Anybody you talk to about working on like sales or expansion or anything having to do with taking some, effort and having it turn into something, you actually need to look 3 months ago to see if the results today were what you expected. What am I trying to say? So if I do 5 appointments today and I'm like, come on already, I need those results. Why am I not getting results? What I actually need to look at is 3 months to 6 months ago. What was I doing 3 months to 6 months ago that would be generating the revenue, the results, the closed deals today? So when you're looking at success, don't look closer, look farther away. The other thing that is really important to do when you're looking at your results is you got to ignore your results. Here's a saying that has been said to me a zillion times, if once. Marry yourself to the process and divorce yourself from the results. You got to trust the process. Have you ever heard the story of the guy who bought land because he knew there was gold in them there hills? He bought all the equipment and he started digging. He dug to an inch of his bank account and he finally ran out of money after 20 years of digging. And he said, that's it. You got to decide at some point to stop. This is my stopping point. Sold off all his equipment at a nickel on the dollar, and walked away a failure. The guy he sold the land and equipment to said, well, I'm not tired yet. I'm not bored yet. I bought this equipment. Let's see what it leads to. About 50 feet after he started digging from where the original owner had stopped, he hit one of the largest gold, what is that called? One of the largest gold, what's that called?
It hit the gold mine.
Mine? No, it's not a mine.
Vein.
Vein. One of the largest gold veins that had ever been discovered to that moment. The man before him gave up. He was this close to success. See, what he forgot was that if you trust the process, the results will come. Now, we're doing something similar in my business. We're mining for gold. The gold, though, is entrepreneurial spirit, a willingness to work for something instead of having it handed to you, the ability to be coachable, an inner drive, wanting to help others succeed. These are not the kinds of things that are hard to find, but to find them where someone's actually willing to see possibility, that can take some time. So I'm in the sorting business. I'm sorting through conversations and people to see who they know and can lead me to what I'm after, the end result. But I don't know how many conversations it's going to take. Now, on average, it should be about 1 out of 4 people that I talk to should be interested. But it's not like every 1 out of 4 people like clockwork. Maybe I talk to 20 people and then 5 in a row are interested. I have to be willing to follow the process and marry myself to the process and divorce myself from the results. The thing is, though, in a self-generated situation like entrepreneurialism, owning your own business, it's easy to get discouraged because the results just elude you sometimes. So I have some advice of things you can do to keep your head in the game while you're waiting for the results to catch up to all of your digging. First, here's what I do. I surround myself with people that are up to the same game. That way, when they're having a great week and my week slowed down a little, I can be inspired by them or inspired by them and work harder or be more patient or just one more phone call. I also, what else do I do? Oh, I review my result producing activity to make sure it's as much as I think it should be. Here's the truth. Sometimes I think I'm doing a lot to build my business and my empire, but when I look back at the last week, it was a lot more social media posts and administrative stuff and not enough actual result producing activity. So I got to be willing to review my progress and my process and be honest about the results. Another thing that I do is I always want to make sure I'm in an accountability group of people that are working toward the same kinds of goals, because then I'm kept accountable. Sometimes if my mood's not quite right, I'll do something to look good, but I did something, so it still counts. Other times I had no intention of doing anything, but I don't want to get kicked out. I don't want to get the negative results of not following through on my commitments. And so I'll do something for the fear of missing out. Those aren't very inspiring reasons to do something. But if my head's not right, then at least I'm going to do something anyway, instead of sitting in front of movies, eating popcorn, and claiming pandemic got me. Most importantly, though, if I do have mental issues where I'm feeling discouraged, I'm not motivated, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, but I'm frustrated, I'm going to reach out to somebody who's further along in the process than I am, because they have a perspective that maybe I haven't reached yet. So they know what I'm dealing with from personal experience, and they can probably offer me a willing ear, some good advice, and maybe some tweaks to what I'm doing to help me get better results. Biggest thing though, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up, and I'm not going to give up, and I'm not going to give up. I'm going to marry myself to the process, and I'm going to divorce myself from the results. And if I look back, no matter how little I think is going on right now, I actually, when I review the results themselves, I'm more impressed than when I just think, there's not enough going on here. I'm frustrated. There should be more going on. That monkey brain, it's always going to err on the side of you're messing it up, you're not any good, and you're never going to succeed. My results tell a different story, but I got to be willing to look back far enough to see what there is to see. I would love to hear in the comments how you handle discouragement, frustration, and lack of motivation, because I'd love to get some new tips that I can add to my list. Thanks for watching and joining me in my half-century countdown, and we'll see you next time.